Everton, who've already beaten Liverpool and Arsenal here this season, being asked to start proceedings, but we've got a full start. And Everton do kick off here. They are a tough side to beat at Goodison Park, and they're probably going to crowd the midfield here and make it as difficult as possible for Manchester United. Tactics that have worked well for them in those games where they've beaten Liverpool and Arsenal here in their previous encounters. Rooney looking to flick it on. His every touch will be booed here. His departure was not a popular move among the Everton fans.
No, it certainly was the case, Ian. For Wayne Rooney and certainly Sir Alex Ferguson, they relish these types of games. It's one of the few grounds that they will go to, despite the fact that there's huge pressure on his players, where he believes that they can perform. And you don't need any kind of atmosphere, any kind of extra impetus to get an atmosphere normally at Goodison Park, but there will be one today.
Michael Carrick starting to really show his best form for Manchester United in recent weeks, with a flurry of goals as well. Stubbs with the header for Everton, who have their own agenda here, hunting down a place in the UEFA Cup next season, currently 5th in the table, level with Bolton Wanderers, but they still have work to do to secure that place. Here's Arteta, who's a lovely player in the midfield for them. On the overlap was Hibbert, and Gabby Ainsley gets it away for United. It is a patchwork Manchester United defence though at the moment. Takes a deflection for a corner kick off Ainsley.
A big job for Gabriel Ainsley today. Patrice Evra as well, they were involved in a slight misunderstanding that led to AC Milan's second goal last week. This is the one area where they are struggling for players right now.
Lescott is waiting in the middle. As Arteta swings this one in, and a wonderful chance for Lescott, and I do believe that clipped the bar.
Great ball in from Arteta. Well, it's got to be 1-0. John O'Shea turned to look around to see who's marking Lescott, but surely it was him. A free header, the free run. John O'Shea's nowhere near him. Lescott's got to score from there, 3 yards out.
What a chance. He scored twice in the last 5 games, Joleon Lescott. And he'll be kicking himself that didn't go into the roof of the net. United were asleep at the back there from that corner.
Well, despite the atmosphere, and it is a game today where United will be hoping that they take the lead first. If they can do that, control the tempo of the game, we'll just allow them to control themselves physically as well as emotionally. They certainly won't want another draining game like they had on Wednesday.
The voice of Efan Akoko, you had a golden day on this ground, didn't you, for Norwich?
Well, one golden, if you like. I managed to score a couple. It was one of my favourite grounds, actually. I scored on almost every visit, so it's a great place to play football, even when it's not full. As I said before, the atmosphere is always it's always electric. They really love their football in that part of the country.
The fortunes have been a bit topsy-turvy in recent times. They did finish well, didn't they? 4th a couple of seasons ago, Everton.
Yeah, they are one of those teams, and they, along with Bolton and Tottenham, just lacking a couple of players, a bit more spending required in order to try and really seriously challenge the Big Four.
It's looking to spread this wide for Solskjaer, who's got the Cristiano Ronaldo position today. Ronaldo just with a slight injury, we're told, and that's the reason he hasn't been risked here, but he is on the bench.
No, they can't afford to play him every single game this stage of the season. It's difficult because you need all your big players, the ones who will make a big difference. He has done that all season. Sir Alex has got to be careful and make sure that he gives the whole squad. And with Alan Smith and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they've got 2 very experienced players who know their way around every Premiership ground.
Flicked on by young Vaughan, who's back in the side today, the young striker. He's got a couple of important goals before severing an artery in his foot, a horrible injury he picked up at Bolton, I think it was, but he's made a pretty quick recovery from that.
I'm surprised. I thought we'd seen the last of him this season after hearing of that injury.
United have been stuttering a little of late in the league. Lost at Portsmouth, drew at home to Middlesbrough. Ainsley's got an injury here. The last thing they need is another defender getting hurt.
Just been exposed slightly in the last couple of weeks. James Vaughan, well, he complains that it wasn't a late challenge. It was. He was nowhere near the ball.
Where's Brown? Alan Smith is back in the side today. He's given some real buoyancy and energy to the side. They left him out against Milan in midweek, but he's back today.
He's the type of player who will relish this atmosphere as well today. Everton are known for their dogs of war attitude, if you like, which was one of the phrases used when Joe Royle was in charge at the club.
Arteta off the outside of the boot. Here he is again. Most of the good things Everton do seem to come through him. Fernandes scrapping away with it, the former Benfica player who helped knock Manchester United out of the Champions League. That's another decent ball in towards Osman, who'd got in there. And Vaughan as well. Great start by Everton, and they should be ahead, really.
Certainly should be. Centre half or not, should have been on target. Van der Sar would have had no chance. United will come into the game, as I said. If they score first, United, given so much confidence in the time and the belief that they can just drag Everton out of their position and create chances. But if Everton score first, you watch the volume level turned up all around the stadium.
Rooney in towards Alan Smith. Fancies this one, but it's a long way off target.
I'm not noted from scoring from distance, Alan Smith. Wayne Rooney's got to be offside, surely, on the far side.
Smith did score in that 7-1 rout against Roma, his only goal since his return after that horrible injury he picked up at Anfield, a broken leg and a dislocated ankle all in one. Flicked on by Vaughan towards Osman, who's got the job of springing forward as the support player from that midfield. No James Beattie left out today on the bench. Manchester United, by the way, this is a run of 3 away games. They've got City in the derby and then Chelsea away in that big one coming up too. Here's Vaughan looking to get this onto his right foot and get a shot away. Crowded out, Scholes brings it clear. Here's Solskjaer. Smith looked like he was fouled.
Yeah, the ball was running away from him because he catches his ankles. He lost faith with James Beattie, hasn't he, David Moyes? I always thought they would play with the big man, with both himself and Anichebe when they are fit. Very often it's James Beattie is the one who's left out.
Here's Scholes. Fernandes backtracking, and Shea looking to get around the other side of him, but it will go for a United corner. Maybe one of the reasons Beattie's being left out is he's gone 38 Premier League games without scoring a goal in open play, which equates to a whole season.
Well, that certainly doesn't help. That's your job, isn't it, first and foremost, the number 9 or striker.
We'll see what the United strikers can come up with here as Giggs swings one in towards the near post. Rooney, and they nearly worked something there. Solskjaer had got into a little gap there, as is his wont.
Great play from Rooney. He only fooled the defence if that first touch was perfect, and it was. Knew he couldn't shoot himself, crowded out. Solskjaer really should have done better once he got the decent first touch. Turned quickly enough.
Ryan Giggs, who was nominated for the PFA Player of the Year award this season, just goes on and on, doesn't he? won by Cristiano Ronaldo, won the Young Player of the Year award as well. Last player to do that was Andy Gray in 1977. Hammers it down the left-hand touchline towards Vaughan. Certainly a pacier option than Beattie up front. They've got the free kick here. Everyone wants to know why.
And we'll see why. Climbs all over the back of Arteta, taking a piggyback before Arteta even touches the ball. Well, he's going to be important today, Patrice Evra, because United don't have the pace with Ronaldo not playing this afternoon. Giggs is playing a slightly more central role with Solskjaer on the right-hand side. Well, Wayne Rooney's the one sort of deployed on the left at the moment, so Evra's pace will be vital. He's just probably holding fire, seeing how the game develops before he makes too many forward runs.
It's going to be Alan Stubbs to give this a whack, and it's gone in. It might have taken a deflection on the way, but Alan Stubbs has put Everton ahead here and shaken up the title race again. Goodness me.
Well, it's a long way out. Must take a big deflection. It doesn't really come straight through everybody. Van der Sar must see this at the last second. Oh, deflection of somebody, James.
Carrick
of Michael Carrick. Yeah, it just goes over Van der Sar. I still think he goes down he's down quite early for me, Van der Sar. You see that ball all the way.
Well, that's really stirred things again, hasn't it? Manchester United again in a spot of bother as they try to close in on winning the Barclays English Premier League. It was off Carrick's boot, but I think you're right, Evan. It didn't deflect too much, and Van der Sar might be disappointed when he looks back at that he didn't manage to keep it out. But it Stubbs his goal because it was on target anyway.
Yeah, definitely wasn't. So you're right, it didn't veer off course at all, did it, Ian? It certainly did. Add maybe slightly more pace to it and obviously raised a couple of inches. He will be disappointed, as I said, because he sees it all the way. Nobody who really sort of dives into his line or runs across the ball. Just what they didn't want, United.
Only his second goal of the season. The other one was in a 4-1 victory over Fulham. He's out of contract at the end of the season as well. Solskjaer with a bit of a knock. And there's a very uncomfortable start indeed for Manchester United.
Certainly wanted to do it the hard way, Man United. I said if they score first, I believe that they would be able to control the tempo and really force Everton to play with a little bit more not recklessness, but a little bit more adventure than they like to do, even at home. Sometimes David Moyes' teams have been a little bit negative at home until they're stirred into action. But I believe they're one of the best teams actually holding on to a lead, particularly at home.
Great noise around this stadium as well. Manchester United possibly a little slower the blocks. It's very, very hard for a side to keep on trying to hit emotional highs every 3 days, which is what is being required of both Manchester United and Chelsea at the moment. And this run of away games too, it's far from a formality. It's all in the air, especially now.
Yeah, without a doubt. Not only that, it's so much more difficult when you don't have a full squad to choose from. They don't have that, and on the bench today there's really only Ronaldo and Richardson who can come on and freshen things and change the outcome or direction of the game.
Here's Arteta swinging one in with an inviting looking angle on it, and Vaughan it was who was attacking it.
On each other's way, James Vaughan and Joseph Yobo. Not muscled at the moment, United. Samuel from free kicks.
Now, Sir Alex Ferguson felt Manchester United should have had something there as Alan Smith tried to make inroads.
Nothing wrong with that challenge. Alan Smith probably holding Lee Carsley's hand more so than the other way.
The only good thing for United is that they've got a long time to do something about this. Wes Brown being unsettled a little by Leon Osman.
He's got two pacey boys up front. David Moyes decided to go with the smaller, sharper strikers. Making sure that the Man United back four don't have any time to settle on the ball. Something that Andy Johnson excels at. Probably the best at playing up front, really, despite his stature on his own.
Lescott's in there again, looking to cause some damage. This one is headed away. Comes back to Arteta on this side. And Philip Neville, that's rather overhit. No favours from him today for his old mates.
He's got a job to do personally, and Everton have got a position to try and hold on to. Fifth place is up for grabs.
Fernandes towards Arteta, who seems to be everywhere in this midfield early on. Ever with a driving run. Smith lays it back, then Scholes, now Rooney. Giggs looking to get a cross in. So far, Manchester United not really able to pick apart the Everton defence. That could change. Rooney. I wonder how it'll affect him, this constant booing. He knew it would happen.
He's been very quiet so far.
Giggs towards the back post, but not one of his best crosses, even though O'Shea was waiting in there. In Everton's quest for Europe, they have a big game here again next week at home to Portsmouth, another of the European contenders. But a win here would go a long way to, well, firming up a place in the UEFA Cup for next season. Who's involved in a bit of a legal hassle as well with Wayne Rooney at the moment over excerpts in Wayne Rooney's book. It's a story that will run and run. So there's a bit of feeling around Goodison as regards Mr. Rooney. And not only from the fans.
Well, that's to the drama, doesn't it? Sometimes the game is almost a sideshow. At this stage of the season, United can't afford to let anything else distract them.
Lescott's header down. There's O'Shea. They just haven't found that slick passing rhythm and that ability to pick apart defences. Not yet, anyway. It's a bit of a loose ball from Evra that time.
We just know what we'll get with United. We know that they will find their touch and their movement eventually, and the chances will come.
Not happy, is he, Sir Alex? Not yet, anyway. Scholes looks to spread this towards Rooney. Takes on Hibbert on that side. Here's Rooney. And Turner stretches down well. He's in great goal-scoring form. Wayne Rooney's got 6 in his last 5 matches.
Good play all round. Good ball from Paul Scholes. Wayne Rooney straight through the legs of Tony Hibbert, and a smart save at the near post. Just as we mentioned, he was quiet. Brings out the first real shot on target in anger.
Giggs with the corner. Enjoyed by Lescott. Now Osman picks it up. Player who's come through the academy at Everton. Scholes. His tackling sometimes does get him into disciplinary problems. Indeed, he's facing the situation on Wednesday in that Champions League semi-final. If he gets a booking, he's going to miss the final again, as he did in 1999, and that really would be a heartbreaker, not only for Sir Alex Ferguson, but more importantly for Scholes himself.
I wonder if Sir Alex is even toying with the idea of not playing him in such a massive game, one of your most influential midfield players.
I think he's got to play him, hasn't he?
I don't think Sir Alex will shy away from the decision, would it, to play him? And if he doesn't play in the final again, well, probably say it's your own fault, son, isn't it? Gave you one chance, you've had another, you've done it again.
Here's Lescott for Everton into Fernandes. He was on loan at Portsmouth earlier on in the season, but it was Everton who've come up with the money to buy him. I know some of you will be watching coverage of the Chelsea-Bolton game after this one. Won't spoil it for you, just to say the score in that game level at the moment. If Manchester United lose this, though, and Chelsea win, the two teams will be level on points with 3 to play. Carrick. Flicked in towards Smith, not really away by Stubbs. The goalkeeper's come for this and punched it, and the punch has worked. Didn't look that convincing, but it went straight to Arteta.
No, I feared for it when I saw those bodies, 5-6 right in front of him. Made his mind up straight away. In good form for Sheffield Wednesday, where he's been on loan this season.
And Vaughan tangling with Ain't over there. Again, Sir Alex into the technical area.
Well, James Vaughan turns into Gabriel Ente. Typical centre-forward play. There has to be a foul because Ente doesn't get anything out. He might get a touch on the ball, actually, just as it runs through James Vaughan's legs. Technically a tackle from behind, a free kick the other way.
It's a white-hot confrontation here in, well, not sweltering temperatures, but it's very warm for the time of year. Must feel like summer football to the players just lately.
That's what every player dislikes at the end of the season. When you're tired enough, you're just thinking a few games to go, and then temperatures jump up a few degrees. Don't mind when you're winning, though, that's for sure.
Yes, Everton are winning here at the moment as Scholes tries to orchestrate something. Rooney playing out on that left-hand side in towards Carrick. Good little ball. Rooney's header. It was a clever move by Manchester United.
It was a good move. Good ball from Michael Carrick. When Rooney's just trying to steer it, we've really got to try and dip it over the goalkeeper. Everybody on side. Alan Smith just comes away. Half a chance.
He's on 22 for the season, Rooney, same as Cristiano Ronaldo now. Yogo won the header. Counter Solskjaer, but he wanted a bit too much time and Neville nicked it away from him. Fernandes around the corner, then Arteta, clever football, here's Vaughan. Scholes got it back, legally too. Manchester United have won 11 of their 14 Premier League visits to Goodison Park. But they're in a bit of trouble early on in this one. Here's Smith. Giggs, back to Smith again. Can he get his shot away? Alan Smith! He did. It was under too much pressure to get it on target.
Oh, it's a great chance. Great movement. Ryan Giggs comes and supports the centre forward so well. Just behind him, that ball. Ryan Giggs does so well to get it back to Alan Smith. He snatches out that chance. That's a golden opportunity. Knows Alan Stubbs can't get there. Just pulls at it. He's waiting for Alan Stubbs actually to probably slide in, just stick a toe in.
Giggs to Solskjaer. Tried to play it back to him, but there was too much cover. Lee Carsley got it away. Vaughan tangling again with that, so he's called him late. He might get a yellow card for that one, I think. I think Sir Alex Ferguson thinks he should have one. That was late. Yeah, he had to, really.
Yeah, that was an easy decision for the referee. It was reckless because he's got no chance of getting the ball. Nicely shrugs him off. Takes a big swipe.
Vaughan has come back from a cruciate injury himself already in his career. As well, he was Everton's youngest ever player and scorer when he came up with a goal against Crystal Palace a couple of years ago. There's a right old atmosphere here, isn't there?
I told you, it doesn't take much.
The referee, by the way, had a quick word with Sir Alex Ferguson in that interlude as well, because the Manchester United managers had a fair bit to say for himself over on the touchline there too. He wants him to pipe down a bit.
So what's new?
Long towards Rooney, who won it as well. Probably got a verbal blast as he nearly fell into the fans.
Kind of tempo suits Everton, especially when they're in front. They've gone behind first. United, I felt, would have been able to pick them off. Now they've really got something to hold on to.
Solskjaer just about found his way through to Giggs. Rooney again finds himself up against Hibbert on this side. Chip towards Ryan Giggs, and Stubbs got it away. Free kick, I think, here. One needs to watch it. He must not get too hot-headed. He's a youngster. He wants to do well in this big game, but he's on a yellow, and David Moyes will, I think we'll have to tell him to cool it a little.
Yeah, he's got to keep his head. He knows the directive he's given is to hassle the back four as much as possible. A la Andy Johnson. One or two of the wiser heads in midfield, the captain in particular, Phil Neville, people like Lee Carsley, Alan Stubb, just to tell them, just to leave them on occasion, let them think that they're going to have a slightly easier ride. Take the referee's attention away from yourself.
I'm just thinking, watching this, after everything that happened pre-kickoff today, how Alan Ball would have loved a passionate game like this at Goodison.
Yeah, he relishes kind of atmosphere with real determination and drive from the players. Sort of symbolised Everton's play over the last 5-6 years that David Moyes has been in charge.
James Beattie on the far side there with James McFadden, who passed a fitness test on the pitch about an hour before the kick-off. Well, 90 minutes or so anyway. Smith for United. Hibbert. Not a good ball, easily cut out by Everett. Philip Neville. Stubbs gets it back, and Everton have a little breathing space for a moment. It's always looked a tough away game for Manchester United on the run-in, particularly with the timing. And it's proving to be exactly that.
Well, I don't think Sir Alex would have chosen to have come in between two massive games, semi-final. That's how the fixtures have panned out. At home, he probably wouldn't have minded so much. Everton don't have a great record at Old Trafford.
Smith did well. Good hold-up play from him. O'Shea on this side. Solskjaer. To pick up O'Shea again, and Osman's nearly lost out to him. Very grateful to emerge with the ball there, Leon Osman. That would have been a bad place to lose it. It stayed in play. This time it's Brown mixing it with Vaughan. without revealing the exact score, I can tell you that Chelsea now lead Bolton. So the plot thickens.
I don't think we've seen the last of the goal scoring today at Goodison Park. I'm not sure who for.
I know Sir Alex believes, doesn't he? He backed Manchester United to score in any given game, anywhere. Never under some pressure from Arteta. No free kick. Fernandes can bring it on. There's Arteta again with Osman waiting in the middle. Vaughan. And so with a good challenge. United miss out again. It was Carsley who dispossessed them. Arteta. Some indifferent defensive work by Manchester United. And Lescott's won this one as well. Well, how many chances did that defence want it to clear there?
Well, they're just not being let off the hook, are they? Everton refused to allow that ball to leave the Man United area easily. You're right, Ian, they had a couple of chances. Mansell was sliding. Didn't get much help really when he was on the deck and just swung the leg to clear.
And you just know that the news of this scoreline here at Goodison will have filtered down to Stamford Bridge. It's that time of the season. Arteta, not a good one.
That's a waste, because Everton are really only dangerous when the ball flies in the box from set pieces.
Neville. It was a much better ball to find Osman.
Only dangerous in the air, I mean, with the two smaller guys up front. Vaughan and Osman not going to trouble United. Brown and Hanser too often.
Here is Osman. Back to Arteta. Got it back with Carrick. Now Smith. Quick counter-attacks, very much Manchester United's game, if they can do it quickly enough. But this one's rather lost its momentum. Scholes, almost invited to have a shot. He declines that. And that is an extremely strange ball. Very unlike Paul Scholes, that.
And that was crying out to be hit. Someone with his technique hits the ball so well off the ground. When you know that, giving it to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's not going to really trouble Jordan Lescott with pace. Lescott goes to sleep and he runs inside him, possibly.
See the United fans looking a little worried with the way things are, but the side is not top of the Barclays English Premier League for nothing. They've usually managed to find some answers.
Yeah, they've seen it all before, haven't they? Either leading or coming from behind in the Championship.
A reminder that United's remaining games are Manchester City away, Chelsea away, and then West Ham at home after this one. Worth remembering that Chelsea still have to go to Arsenal as well. Here's Arteta. Cutting towards Osman. Ainsley with an important challenge again. He's being asked to play centre-back, where he has appeared many times for Argentina, but he's really a left-back. Needs must. Giggs, lovely ball in towards Rooney. The move deserved a goal, it didn't get it.
What a fantastic move. Well, Ryan Giggs can't believe that Wayne Rooney didn't go to the end, and it just doesn't get any bend on it at all. Rooney's just a touch offside for me. Sliding, he still can't get any studs onto it. And that was the only ball that Ryan Giggs could play, really. He was slightly behind Tony Hibbert. Just keeps doing it, doesn't it, year after year.
Cristiano Ronaldo on the bench. How soon before he's called up? Maybe half-time if it's still 1-0 to Everton at that point. You mentioned that Dogs of War nickname that Everton got under Joe Rowe's management. It's been reminiscent of that today, really, the way they've approached this with ferocious intensity. Made it hot for Manchester United. Good strategy by David Moyes.
Yeah, the players at Everton have it. No disrespect, I feel it's the only way that they can play when the tempo is very high in their game. Unfortunately, it's very hard to maintain that throughout the 38 league game season. I think Bolton Wanderers find the same kind of thing affects their sort of form in the last 5-10 games of the season. It's one of the reasons why they drift off very early on in the season. It's not so difficult to maintain that pace when you're fresh and everybody's fit.
Ain't to Carrick. Rooney with the attempted chest ball through. Lescott cut it out. He's had a great first season as a Premier League player, Jolyon Lescott, having been signed from Wolves for £5 million.
It doesn't look out of his depth at all, does it? Certainly fitted in well enough and been versatile for Everton on this left-hand side.
And played every game.
Just what you want in a centre-half or left-back at the moment. Big strong boy who comes forward well enough and distributes the ball well enough simply. Scores a few vital goals as well.
Tony Hibbert. Just haven't really been themselves, bar the odd cameo, Manchester United. That could change after the break when Sir Alex has got out his hairdryer. He might have to revert to that, I think, here. O'Shea. There's O'Shea again, but Manchester United have given away a free kick here. I'm just thinking about Sir Alex Efton. I bet he's looking out there thinking, amid all the injuries we've had lately, how I could have done with having Phil Neville around still.
Oh yes.
But he's very much an Everton man now, Wayne Rooney. Just a shrug of the shoulders. Stubbs, the goal scorer, takes the free kick.
They're not really short in that department where Phil Neville was playing for United in his later days. Just the extra bodies and the experience at this stage of the season.
Could have done with him as a fullback though, couldn't they, just lately? Carrick. Not too many alarms for Everton in defence of their lead.
Well, the golden chance for me was Alan Smith's, the link up with Ryan Giggs. Should have done better, at least tested the interner in the Everton goal.
Well, Neville's chipped down the line. Bourne's flick on. There are times when he'll be up there on his own as Osman moves back to help out the midfield.
Wayne Rooney's suffering slightly because he's, although he's playing more central in the last 5 minutes or so, sort of stuck out onto that wide left. You don't always see enough of the ball for a player like him, and he's in great goal scoring form, as we mentioned. He needs to see a lot with the ball.
As you say, he's just starting to play a bit more centrally, which is a little tactical switch they might have made, Manchester United. United get it back again quickly. Carrick. John O'Shea. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. O'Shea again. Good so far from United, but cut out by the reliable Alan Stubbs. I saw the Merseyside derby at Anfield a few weeks ago. Goalless draw, and Stubbs was absolutely monumental that day for Everton. Player, of course, who recovered from cancer earlier on in his career. So remarkable, really, that he still goes strong.
Well, he's an Evertonian himself, an Evertonian fan. Those games for him are a real personal crusade.
When the mood takes them, Everton can be a very, very tough nut to crack, particularly in this kind of situation. One up in front of their own passionate fans on a day like this. Giggs to Smith to Evra. Yobo was there for Everton, but the referee's whistle's gone, and United are going to get a free kick here.
Well, he's pulled it back a long way after the actual incident. That one from Lee Carter and Alan Smith. Evra's got a chance to take on Joseph Yobo. Probably the right decision.
good bit of refereeing there, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Played a good advantage to see if anything would come of it from United. When it didn't, he's given them the free kick, which is spot on from Alan Wiley, really. And can they come back here with a late equaliser in this first half, Manchester United? They need it. Giggs swings it, and Ainsley was in there, just needed a touch, it would have been in.
Oh, reaching with his foot. It's a good ball from Ryan Giggs. It beats everybody, and he's looking disappointed. And I can see why. Well, that ball lands inside the 6-yard area, just on the dead ball line. Surely somebody's got to hang around on the far post and attack that ball from the other end.
It's a great ball by Giggs, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, too often we see that. Everybody goes towards the near post and they all look at the free kick taken and think what a poor delivery that was, but it wasn't. In the right area, near post or far post. Attacking quartet or whatever you are, quintet up there, you make sure that you cover all areas. And hopefully the ball will find you. You don't go looking for the ball in those situations, you just run to an area. And hopefully the delivery is right.
Ball will be hit out of play here, surely. Everton with a player down injured. It's Arteta, who can't get into the Spain side, but they do have a number of quality midfielders, but he can't be far away. He's a lovely player. That goal he scored against Bolton earlier this season, where he switched it from one foot to the other and hit it into the roof. I mean, oh.
Well, he's got full reign in this team because he's a real artisan, if you're the real artist in there. When he is out, along with Tim Cahill, who they've missed his goals, missed his drive, forward running beyond the front two this season. Everton a much weaker team.
There'll be 2 minutes of added time at the end of the half. Arteta again. Got some kind of a cross in. Brown, though. Stiff challenge from him. Evra. Smith. That's just rather the way it's gone for Manchester United in this first half. They've just been hustled out of their rhythm by Everton, who've rather used the way Portsmouth went about the job as their template here. They're pressing Manchester United pretty high up the pitch.
Well, taking advantage of United's sluggish start, if you like. Everton, they did start very well, no doubt about that. Too often we don't give credit to the I'll be careful how I say this, the smaller teams who beat the bigger teams. Everton, we all know, are a massive club themselves.
Rafael Benitez got into trouble for that early on in the season. You might get away with it, but I don't think the Liverpool manager would.
Well, I don't think it was any worse than what David Moyes said a season or two earlier, something about Everton being the People's Club on Merseyside. That didn't go down too well in the red half, I can assure you.
Smith, nicely worked, Rooney! Well, just for a moment there, the flag was up anyway.
Good interchange, good play from Solskjaer. Yeah, just, well, that's borderline.
I think he's on. I think he's on, you know, Everton looking at that again.
Well, it's academic. Well, they would have got a corner out of it. That switch over that we always talk about. Defenders going one way, forward going the other. And the referee's assistant probably looking somewhere else.
Vaughan. Arteta. Hibbert. Carsley wants it. He's played every game this season in the Premier League as Lee Carsley. Clever little ball, wasn't it, from Fernandes in there, just off the outside of the boot.
That's got to be a yellow card. Clumsy from Ainsley. Yeah, you can have no complaints about that if he gets booked.
And he has done. There's a big story brewing here at Goodison. Chelsea leading still, and Manchester United behind. This might be the very last action of the half. Arteta to swing one in. Stubbs was in there again. What will he do at half-time? Will he bring on Cristiano Ronaldo? That is half-time. Manchester United in a spot of bother here. Losing by a goal to nil. Veteran defender Alan Stubbs with his free kick. Took a little deflection off Michael Carrick's boot, but it's Stubbs' goal all right. And Everton have got Manchester United very much on the back foot, with Chelsea leading as well at the moment. As we say, the plot is thickening and fast. Everton 1, Manchester United 0. So Manchester United on a rescue mission, starting the second half, and for the moment leaving Cristiano Ronaldo and Kieran Richardson on the bench, but they have been thoroughly warmed up during half-time. Efanakoku with me today. How soon do you think before Sir Alex will be tempted to put them in?
Well, I think that will be dependent, Ian, on what happens in the early 10-15 minutes. If they can fashion a couple of chances and, more importantly, get that goal. You mentioned that lack of injection of pace that was there. Was there on occasion.
Rooney here. Scholes, Carrick. Looks like United just looking to up the tempo a little. Played in by O'Shea towards Rooney. It was well dealt with by Hibbert, who'd got back there, the right back. Another who's come through the system here at Everton. They've got a good youth set-up. Carrick into the gap. It wasn't properly controlled by Ryan Giggs, who today is playing his 712th game for Manchester United. So Bobby Charlton's all-time record is 759.
I think he'll take that without a doubt. And just sloppy control from Giggs. We don't say that often at all, do we? Because they had a 2-on-1 situation on the left-hand side. Mentioning the lack of pace that they showed United. They did do it on occasion, but only when Everton had dropped off so deep that it had so many bodies behind the ball that they could deal with it effectively. A couple of times they were able to get in behind them. They need somebody to be able to do it from deep. The only man they've really got who can do on a regular basis is Ronaldo. That might persuade Sir Alex to do it maybe a little bit earlier than he'd even planned to, despite the fact that they're 1-0 down.
Well, he's got to give him time to work his magic, hasn't he? Giggs is capable of a bit of magic of his own. Looks to pick up Rooney's run. It's come off Hibbert. It'll be a corner.
Just the start they wanted, the second half, pinning Everton back. It's a long time to hold on, a full 45 minutes or so. Weren't exactly holding on towards the end of the first half. They will feel the pressure themselves, Everton. I'm trying to remember that they're playing at home. The onus is on them slightly to look for the second goal.
Giggs, he was towards Wes Brown, who'd come up from the back. His Scholes with the header as Manchester United look to pin Everton back. Carrick, vital phase of the game, comes out to Rooney! It was a wonderful block in there by the Everton defence. I think it might have been Hibbert who got in the way, but Rooney was denied there. Giggs, Scholes, almost like a shooting gallery for the moment in there.
This is more like it from United. It was Lee Carsley and Tony Hibbert. Both threw themselves at Wayne Rooney. Looks as if it was goal-bound. Great touch from Rooney. But it was goal-bound. Don't think Ian Turner would have got to that one.
Hibbert's block it was. Fernandes. Arteta emerges with the ball. Vital for Everton that they get some respite. They can't afford to just sit back entirely, but they will crowd out the space and press United for as long as their legs will carry them. But will the game get a little more stretched? It's hard to play that game for 90 minutes, isn't it, Evan? Pressing game, high intensity.
It's well, we mentioned about playing it for 38 games throughout the domestic season. Extremely difficult. One-off games you can do it, but you know it does take its toll on you the last 5-10 minutes of matches, particularly if you don't have the players to come on and maintain it. But United will throw a caution to the wind if they're struggling like this in the last quarter of the match. But I don't think Everton will show too much ambition. They'll be quite happy to take a 1-0.
Fernandes, chance for a shot and a goal! What a goal that Fernandes! Manuel Fernandes, the man signed from Benfica, punishes Manchester United. They can't believe that on the United bench. It was a thunderous strike. Pick this one out.
What a fantastic strike. Van der Sar's beaten not only because he takes it quite early, Fernandes. Wes Brown just strays off him a little bit. There's so much power behind it, straight over Van der Sar. Well, we can't fault the keeper for that one. We marvelled at Wayne Rooney's strike last week against AC Milan. This one is even better.
Had plenty of room. He's always had a great shot on him. It's the first time he scored for Everton at Goodison Park.
Well, what a time to open your account. There's a breakaway goal. I said that Everton probably weren't too keen to go and get themselves. United now have got a massive mountain to climb. We might see Ronaldo a lot sooner than we thought.
Well, you think that they will have to get him on there as soon as possible now. That is an absolute hammer blow for Manchester United, just at a point where they were really suggesting that they were about to possibly come up with an equaliser. They'd have Everton pinned back. There was that great block from Hibbert to stop Rooney. Suddenly at the other end, 2-0. Giggs. Extraordinary. There's no second guessing this game of football. Scholes spreads it wide for John O'Shea. Difficult bounce for him on a firm surface despite the usual pre-match watering routine.
Well, the goal just come from nowhere. Just a couple of gaps in the Man United backline. Probably felt confident to throw that extra body. Everton's the one who's been coming forward a lot more so far in the second half. And the first time Fernandes ventures anywhere near the Man United defence and unleashes a cracker.
Osman. Ainsley gets in the challenge. Lovely early ball. Rooney! And the goalkeeper did extraordinarily well. He's only playing his fourth Premiership game, Ian Turner, but that was a vital stop.
Oh, it was a great touch. Rooney's, well, great ball from Ryan Giggs. Wayne Rooney doesn't have time to take it, just tries to toe post it past him. Alan Stubb is holding his shirt. It was out so quickly.
They needed that United as well.
They need an early response within the next 10 minutes for me. This will be too big a gap to close in the last 15 minutes of the match.
The last time Manchester United failed to score in the Premiership was on the 17th of December when they lost at West Ham. That was the last time they failed to score against anybody in any competition. And they've got a free kick here. And it was Giggs who hit it.
It's another great ball in from Ryan Giggs. Almost everybody yet again makes that run towards the near post. They're all standing still by the time the ball comes in. Ian Turner just laps that one up.
Well, it's Osman. Flag was up, I think, on the far side. Offside. Meanwhile, and again here we're playing this a little cagely with you because we know some of our viewers around the world will be taking coverage of the Chelsea-Bolton game after this one, but what I can tell you is that the scores are now level in that game, Chelsea and Bolton, so there's another twist. Remember, Chelsea couldn't take advantage when Manchester United slipped up by drawing with Middlesbrough last week. Chelsea drew 0-0 with Newcastle the next day. So how's this going to unfold now?
We both know there'll be a few more, I think, before the end of this afternoon. you said, United, very, very rare for any team to keep them goalless.
Here's Fernandes. I think the fans are liking what they're seeing from the Portuguese youngster. Carrick looking to measure one in. Giggs looking to be very much the catalyst for Manchester United in that central area. Smith in towards Rooney. Hibbert with another great interception. All hands to the pumps for Everton. Manchester United are going to bring on Kieran Richardson in a moment for Patrice Evra. Giggs. Stubbs, was he being pushed in midair? Looked like it by Rooney.
Yeah, he was never going to get there, Wayne Rooney. Good ball from Ryan Giggs, just lofted up into the air, but not the most powerful. Sacking the ball like this, not against a superior header of the ball like Alan Stubbs. Taller guy, he should be able to lap those up all day.
So on comes Kieran Richardson, who scored twice in his last 3 appearances. He did score early on against Middlesbrough last week. That Borough came up with an equaliser in that game, you'll recall. He also got one in the FA Cup semi-final as a sub against Watford.
Well, Sir Alex is very loyal to his players. So he feels that the 11 that he picked, he's made one change already. They're good enough to do the job, and he's going to give them a few more minutes. But surely we've got to see Ronaldo, I think, at the expense of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in the next 10 minutes. Will also free Wayne Rooney to have more of a roving role. Push Ryan Giggs onto this left-hand side in front of Kieran Richardson.
Giggs deflected that cross. No problems at all because there was nobody on the near post. And Tanner is able to collect the former Sterling Albion goalkeeper.
If you're good enough, you'll make it from anywhere, won't you, Ian?
Yeah. Well, you'd like to think so. Football is a bit of a village with scouts everywhere. There's not too much chance of being missed. Here's Yobo, another one who's played every game this season for Everton. Vaughan battling away there. Inksay with a tough old challenge. It was close to a free kick, but it wasn't one. Here's Carrick. He'll be learning plenty, I think, playing against Ainsay today, Vaughan.
Many a time I've called him a tough hombre. I don't think I'll ever change my opinion of Gabriel Ainsay.
There he is again now to Alan Smith. Carrick might unleash one. Didn't really though, did he? Didn't get hold of it that time. Carrick, he has come up with some good goals lately.
No, he just never convinced me as if he really wanted to shoot here. If he really was looking for the pass, somebody to make a run for him. Such a big guy, he's a tall guy, big physical specimen. He doesn't impose himself physically enough on opponents for me. And really, I feel he should score more goals. Certainly should put himself in a situation where he can unleash somebody with good technique, unleash a few more thunderbolts from the edge of the box.
Shea was getting a few instructions from Sir Alex Ferguson. Rooney! Quite able to get on the end of that one. 2 wonderful goals in midweek against AC Milan in that Champions League semi-final first leg. Wayne Rooney. Manchester United were quite brilliant in the second half of that game, but you just wonder, it does leave some kind of imprint, doesn't it, emotionally and maybe physically as well on the legs. All these big games. O'Shea. Smith. Oh, sweet volley, but he couldn't keep it down.
No, we're disappointed because he's done challenge. Just a hopeful ball from John O'Shea. First to the ball, Alan Smith. He's not only high but wide.
9 goal attempts and 5 on target for Manchester United, but look at the scoreline. Top of your picture, 2-0 to Everton. Allen, Stubbs with that free kick that was deflected past Edwin van der Sar. And then a cracking effort from Manuel Fernandes. Scholes. Back to Carrick. Now Kieran Richardson. Carrick again. And Lescott has to concede the corner kick.
Just did enough, Julian Lescott. New Solskjaer was behind him. But as of yet, doesn't seem as if Man United can score from any set pieces or from corners. Enough bodies in there. They're missing the two bigger boys from the defence. Vidic in particular is such a dynamic header of the ball.
Here's the Giggs corner, and Turner's dropped it, and Manchester United have scored. Turned in, and a mistake by the rookie goalkeeper lets Manchester United back into this. It's John O'Shea again.
Well, he knows he's made a massive error. It's almost too easy for him. Lescott turns away knowing, well, thinking his goalkeeper's got the ball. Oh, he dropped an almighty clanger. John O'Shea, well, it's still got to be scored. Keeps his technique, keeps his head down, and swings the ball in.
Well, he came up with that last-minute winner across the road, didn't he, at Anfield? John O'Shea got one at Portsmouth recently as well. That was to no avail, but that's a big goal because it's put Manchester United back in this.
Well, just on the edge of the time, I thought United had to score. 10 minutes after the second goal, they've done it.
Rooney's route is blocked off. What a horrible moment for Ian Turner. In such a high-profile game as well. I mean, everything had been going right for him. His handling had been exemplary. It's a tough life being a goalkeeper. One error, and that's all they remember.
Yeah, no one to cover your mistakes. I was just about to say United have been nilled so far, but I didn't feel that was the cause of their problems, if you like, in recent weeks. It was at the other end where they're missing so many defenders. Three of the four quartet that Sir Alex would like to pick, not available through injury.
And at a strategic moment, it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo is about to enter the fray. Just what Everton wouldn't want to see, having just conceded. United have something to bite on now. Lovely turn by Rooney. Brilliant. Absolute class from him. Did that hit a hand on the way through? Referee says no. Stubbs. It was a dodgy moment.
What super play from Wayne Rooney. Look at that turn. Past Yobo. Leaves him flat-footed. Just can't clip it. A little bit more straight and that goes straight in. Alan Stubbs, if he does his hand, well, that's handball. It's got to be handball. His hand's right down by his side. I think that's, well, actually across his chest, across his body. That's why he gets away with it.
Certainly a hint of it, wasn't there? It looked like it hit the elbow of Stubbs and might have been on its way in. Well, surprised the Manchester United players didn't surround the referee at that point.
Well, one or two of them appealed. Wayne Rooney certainly did. I think Ryan Giggs coming in as well, looking for the rebound. Alan Stubbs is lucky. If his hand is just slightly to either side, surely that's a penalty. Straight off the arm for me.
It wasn't even the elbow, was it? It
Yeah,
looked like the wrist.
Off the forearm.
Might have got away with that one. It does have to be intentional, the law says. You judge. Now then, here he is. Cristiano Ronaldo wants to shoot straight away.
Well, I don't know about that. I think within a penalty box, even if it is unintentional, as long as you're not standing just a yard or two away from him, I feel that has to be a penalty. As I said, he gets away with it because his arm is actually still. He doesn't move it at all.
But the law does say, doesn't it, intentional in italics,
does,
but
yeah.
What is intentional? We need a bit more clarification, I think, of that from the international board.
Well, intentional doesn't cover a conning, experienced footballer, does it?
Giggs to Richardson. You watch that debate grow, though, about that penalty. Well, decision or non-decision, as it turned out, after the game, if it stays like this.
And maybe Jose Mourinho will talk about the penalty that United didn't get.
Oh, and that's handball that time by Solskjaer to bring it down. And if we get a yellow card, because that was a deliberate handball technically, referee might just take a common sense approach about that. But of course there's been this big debate about other teams not getting penalties against Manchester United as well, isn't there? Instigated mainly by Jose Mourinho, it should be said this week.
Instigated solely by him. He needs a few minutes to get warmed up. Cristiano Ronaldo. But they don't have long, United.
He wins the header. I'm just wondering whether Manchester United will be thinking that if they'd kept Ferdinand and Vidic and Gary Neville fit through this run-in, whether they'd have the title more or less wrapped up right now.
Well, very often we give the attacking players so much praise in terms of winning matches. Defenders do the job equally in terms of stopping goals. I think those three would have made a big difference. United would have had a few more points than they've got.
Arteta, as Everton look to threaten again. It's been a typically gutsy effort, this, from Everton. They've done terrifically this season for David Moyes. But here's Rooney. Goalkeeper's come, he's not got there. And Rooney can't do much more with it. He was forced wide. The goalkeeper will be very, very relieved about that because he took a gamble.
Well, the ball, it's a perfect ball really from Ryan Giggs. Wayne Rooney's probably so honest. Could have gone down there, the goalkeeper comes flying out, he actually pulls his leg away. He'll still have dragged his leg, Wayne Rooney. Quite easily have taken a free kick, close to being a penalty. He's quick off his line, Ian Turner, very, very quick.
He's got to keep his concentration now and not let that error get to him. I'm sure that's what he's telling himself. Giggs. If Everton hold on for the win, the mistake won't matter. You can put it down to experience then. However, if it's different, another story. Swings it in, and Cristiano Ronaldo off the line, not off the line in the end, off Philip Neville, of all people, the old Manchester United player, into his own net, and Manchester United have pulled this around. Could you believe that? Phil Neville, of all people.
Oh, disaster for Everton. But there for the first time, Cristiano Ronaldo with a fantastic leap. I think that's goal bound anyway. James Vaughan doing his best to put him off. The first time United players really attack the ball, either from a free kick or from a corner. That's going goal bound. And Phil Neville, well, he just swings with his right foot when he should go with his left and smashes it into his own net.
Well, how dramatic is this, and what irony. Everton's 2-goal lead has disappeared, and that is a Philip Neville own goal against this team for whom he made nearly 400 appearances and played for 11 seasons and still has the medals at home by way of a legacy. I tell you what, he's done his old teammates a huge favour there, albeit inadvertently. Osman and Vaughan are going to come off for Everton, who are taking an attacking approach to this. They're going to bring on Van der Meijden.
Well, Everton are on the ropes right now. It's up to United to really try and push home their advantage. If they do the next 10 minutes or so, if they go ahead, I don't think Everton will come back.
The other player coming on for Everton is going to be James McFadden, who was a fitness doubt. Great fight back by Manchester United, to be fair. And it does look as if that clanger from poor Ian Turner is, at the moment, the pivotal point of this game. Here's Cristiano Ronaldo taking on Lescott, who does ever so well.
You can't say that they haven't deserved it, United. More shots on target, more attempts on goal than Everton.
Here's Osman. We hear that the Everton bench have changed their mind. Van der Meijden will not be introduced. Instead, they've gone for James Beattie. Rooney. United have the scent of something now, all right. And Chelsea are still drawing. "20 minutes remaining in both these Saturday lunchtime games." By the way, Manchester United, here's a curiosity, in all their Saturday lunchtime kickoffs over the last 12 years have only lost once. Here's Tony Hibbert. Yobo.
They just haven't lost too many games over that 12-year period, have they?
At any time.
Any time of the day.
That's a good point, Nathan. Farsley. Here's Vaughan. Now then, Fernandes. You don't want to let him shoot again. He loves doing it. Now there is Beattie. He's on this long run without scoring in open play in the Premiership. 38 games, which almost defies belief.
Staggering. All Man United fans around the world are holding their breath after you mentioned that, Darky.
Yes, well, he's due one. He's overdue one. In fact, he's gone 23 without any goal since a penalty against Sheffield United in October. Both his goals this season have been penalties. And McFadden coming on as well. He scored a wonderful stoppage time winner here to break Charlton's hearts recently. Lovely goal. McFadden, who has loads of skill. Ronaldo. Quite a test, isn't it, for Lescott over there up against Cristiano Ronaldo. Can he keep him quiet? Not many have managed it this season.
I bet he's just glad he's only got to face him for about 25 minutes, not the full 90.
It's going to be a free kick which goes Everton's way here for Wes Brown's challenge.
It's a brave move by David Moyes. It must be very, very rare for him to make two attacking substitutions at the same time, certainly the two strikers. He knows that 1 point for Everton today might not be good enough in their quest for finishing in 5th place, or 6th, or even 7th. Guarantee a spot in the UEFA Cup next season.
This has been some game, and you just wonder what chapters there are still to write. It's Arteta. Good hit, but this time Van der Sar was right behind it. The Manchester United goalkeeper just going through a slightly shaky phase of late. He did win the award for PFA Goalkeeper of the Year in that PFA team. Here come United again, Rooney. And this time Yobo manages to get his challenge and says, hey, my shirt was being pulled.
Yeah, just had the pace to beat Wayne Rooney. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could have taken it on himself. Janeki's a space, no one within about 10 yards of him. Surprised he didn't advance goalward.
I'd say with a knock to the ear by the look of it.
It'll be yet another weekend where United might look upon this as a point gained if things stay like this, as opposed to 2 points dropped.
Well, it could be as you were at the top if there are no more goals here or at Stamford Bridge. Well, that's quite a big if. There's Ronaldo again. Scholes wants it and gets it. Now Richardson. And Teta scurrying away to good effect. At least they've got BT up there now. They've got someone they can play it up to who can just hold it up, possibly. Give them time to get out.
Yeah, that's true. The problem is that Everton looking very stretched at the moment. The distance between the back four and James BT is quite big. And Phil Neville and Lee Carsley really want to throw themselves forward, do they? United have got that greater pace in midfield and from the wide areas now with Ronaldo's introduction. They might also look at this as a point gained. Of course, the 2 dropped despite the 2-goal lead they had.
Well, I think they certainly will if there are no further goals anywhere. Carsley getting in a bit of a mix-up there. It's been picked up here by Rooney. He's been bright and lively. Here's Ronaldo. Woof. Got hold of that, but it was off target. I think Sir Alex Ferguson says you picked the wrong option.
Well, I think he's going for goal, isn't he? He's smashing it towards the near post. It's not quite to the pace of the game. It's difficult when you come off from the substitutes bench. Particularly when you're trying to force the tempo of the game, even for somebody as gifted as him.
Sir Alex did describe him as the best player in the world currently, after he'd picked up his awards at that gala night PFA dinner in London last weekend.
He's in the top group. I think that's what I'll say. Very hard to judge who is.
O'Shea trying to find the aforementioned Ronaldo. Stubbs can bring it away for Everton. We might see it as 2 points dropped in their quest to finish in a spot that would win them a UEFA Cup place. They're 5th at the moment and down as far as 7th. You'll get one, but it is quite tight with only 4 points separating a whole clutch of sides. Here's McFadden.
As so often happens, Ian. Team who's behind equalises.
Phil Neville looking to make amends at the other end. He doesn't score too many.
Certainly not from that distance.
He's going to be haunted by this. He's going to be bombarded with text messages from all his old United teammates and United fans after this game.
And family.
Yeah. I think Gary's already sent one, hasn't he? He'll get it when he switches the mobile on in the dressing room afterwards.
They've actually done Everton a favour, United, since they scored that second goal, the equaliser. They've taken their foot off the pedal. Everton just starting to come back into the game. Mentally, they just switched off again. So Alex won't be happy on the bench. I felt that 5-10 minutes after the second goal, they've really gone for it. They might have scored a third by now.
Hibbert got his body in well. He'd have grown up with Wayne Rooney, wouldn't he? Through the youth system at Everton. That was Hibbert who gave it away to Ronaldo. O'Shea. Not really away by Carsley. It's fallen to Rooney. He can win it here. He might have lead 3-2 here in an unbelievable game at Goodison.
What a fantastic finish from Wayne Rooney. Just mentioned about the two ex-teammates. Hibbert gives the ball away sloppily. Doesn't see much danger when O'Shea crosses the ball. Lee Carsley's touch. Well, look at that skill from Rooney. Absolute magnificent composure. Round Hibbert and through the legs, I think, of Alan Stubbs, is it? And straight past Ian Turner. Nothing anybody can do that. The ultimate finish. Great control. Could have been a penalty. If Hibbert had taken, he would have broken Wayne Rooney's leg, would have taken everything away. It's a clumsy challenge, really. But there's the coolness of a guy so young. What a finish.
7 in the last 6 matches, and he's now Manchester United's top scorer this season with 23, and look at the celebrations. Alex Ferguson, Carlos Queiroz, Mike Phelan, the coach on the bench there. They are going potty, and you can't blame them. This game has turned on its head quite dramatically. You couldn't really have seen this scoreline coming, but Manchester United from 2-0 down are they on their way to the title with Chelsea still drawing? Can't happen today, of course, but it could be a massive step.
Not going to say too much, Ian, because we've seen so many twists today already, just in this one game, let alone what's coming up in the remaining 3 or 4 matches.
You're right to admonish me about that, Stefan. Everton absolutely kicking themselves, and all credit to Wayne Rooney. His every touch being booed. There's your answer. Phil Neville plays this one in. Ain't saying important ahead. Comes out of Hibbert on this side. Even Ryan Giggs is back there defending, throwing his body at the ball.
Well, they have to. Concentration now, the key for Man United. Got their noses in front. Can they now control the tempo of the game? They certainly don't want to be playing with their backs against the wall like they are for this corner.
Arteta. Goalkeeper came for that and didn't win it. And Yobo, who got forward from the back, got some kind of header on that. It wasn't a great moment again for Edwin van der Sar, that.
It was a long way off, wasn't it? Comes a long way out of goal. He's nowhere near the ball. Luckily for him, Yobo's backpedaling. There's his finish again from Wayne Rooney. Quite easily could smash that ball and it goes straight into Tony Hibbert.
23 goals, 14 in the Barclays English Premier League.
He's been overlooked, hasn't he, in the goal stakes? All of a sudden in the last month or so, 6 weeks, he's come from nowhere.
5 in the FA Cup, 4 in the Champions League. And look at these United fans, they know the news too from Stamford Bridge, which is to Manchester United's advantage as things stand. Meanwhile, Lee Carsley, the defensive midfield player, comes off, and Andy van der Meijden, the former Inter winger, to be introduced. He hasn't featured much in the last couple of months, in fact not at all in the last couple of months. He's had a slightly checkered career, I think it's fair to say, since going to Goodison. Richardson. Oh, a great ball in from him, which Lescott just managed to get away. It's a terrific cross that from Richardson.
It was a good ball. Not many bodies in the box for United. Certainly don't have to be gung-ho now. They're the ones who can sit back and allow, really want Everton to be drawn onto them. Just be quite happy to see the ball in that midfield area where they've got the superior players. They can dictate the tempo.
Is McFadden turning and twisting, but the play will be pulled back. McFadden's having plenty to say to the referee. Got in a lot of trouble and in fact got red carded earlier on in the season for his language to Graham Poll. That's the foul.
I think it's the referee's assistant who gives that.
Carsley comes off with 7 minutes remaining, as Everton are now faced with the job of trying to rescue a game they thought they had won.
He'd hardly put a foot wrong as well. The young right back for Everton, Hibbert.
But it was his errant ball, wasn't it, that led to that third goal. Must admit they've been the architects of their own downfall to some extent, Everton, with the mistake by the goalkeeper and that one by Hibbert as well for the third goal. Still been a very good season for Everton and will probably be capped with a European place at the end of it all.
Yes, that will be consolation at the end. On days like this, with such an emotional atmosphere before the game, just hoping your team can put up a good, which they have done, put up a good performance. But David Moyes will be critical of his players, I'm sure, afterwards. But once again, we've seen United bounce back when they've been in trouble.
Giggs. Here's Rooney again. He is in superb form at the moment. There's another really good hit. Well held that by Turner, because that was travelling like a tracer bullet.
Straight at him.
Seen those bounce off some goalkeepers lately, though, haven't we?
You're talking about the opposite goalkeeper at the opposite end.
You said that. Here's McFadden. O'Shea battles away well. He's such a versatile player, so useful to have around for Sir Alex Ferguson. Westcott got it back, and Fernandes. Looks like his goal against Manchester United will be in vain. 5 minutes though, and onside here. Cristiano Ronaldo, he can finish the argument surely here. Turner did enough.
Oh, and he should have done. Once he stopped the ball, gave the goalkeeper a chance. I just thought he was going to toe poke it past him on his left-hand side and run round the keeper. Decided not to. Made it just slightly easier for the keeper to actually get a big hand onto it. You can't believe it, can you?
Almost in tears, Cristiano Ronaldo. He didn't conclude the game here in United's favour.
Just there, just as he approaches the ball, just as the goalkeeper stops his run, does well Ian Turner. He doesn't commit himself. Once he's so close to him, doesn't shift it enough to the side, and it's a good save in the end. Tony here, but might have actually stopped that. Wasn't too much pace on it.
Now Chris Eagles is going to come on for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Eagles has been sent out on all manner of loans around the country, getting a rare run out in the Manchester United first team late on here. Like Ian Turner, the Everton goalkeeper, one of the places he went was Sheffield Wednesday.
It's not a bad grooming ground. I'm going to go and get used to playing in front of big crowds. Sheffield Wednesday, a big club themselves.
He's got an ankle injury, by the way, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Right ankle, they put an ice pack on that straight away, but I don't think Solskjaer would have featured other than as a sub on Wednesday in Milan anyway, so that would be less worrying than if some other players had been injured. Interesting to see whether Ferdinand, Vidic or Neville are ready to play in Milan. Might need them. But what character Manchester United have shown here.
You're absolutely right, Ian. They were given a helping hand, literally, from the goalkeeper. They've capitalised on that. I thought they'd almost blown their chance, Man United, at 2-2 when they equalised. They seemed to take their foot off the tempo. Once again, Everton made a mistake and got punished in the worst possible way by one of their old boys.
O'Shea just lets it run. His goal it was. They put Manchester United back in the game. Eagles on that right-hand side. Give John O'Shea a lot of credit. He's often there to pick up those little trifles in the 6-yard box. A defender did it at Anfield that day, didn't he? Did it at Portsmouth when David James spilled one, and he did it here again today. And it was vital that he did so, because United at that point looked, well, not completely out of it, but you wouldn't have put too much on their chances.
Well, it was certainly down. I was just about to comment as well before the first goal went in about Wayne Rooney was just making a couple of late challenges on defender, on the keeper Ian Turner. He was probably on the verge of receiving a yellow card, losing their cool a bit, a few of their players.
Eagles, and Hibbert manages to get it away. Cristiano Ronaldo, what a great ball that is. Giggs played it in towards Rooney. Well, they're going through the party pieces now. That was like the one Scholes came up with the other night, this little flick to set up a goal.
Yeah, lovely flick. Ball watching from Everton. Good defended from Alan Stubbs. Beats Wayne Rooney to the punch.
Everton will be absolutely crestfallen here. They'll feel they've thrown this away. Manchester United always seem to win here. As we were saying, Everton only 2 wins in all the time the Premiership's existed in this particular fixture at Goodison Park. Manchester United moving closer, it would seem, to what would be their 9th Premier League title. If they did that, Ryan Giggs would be setting a record, beating the 8 title medals held by Liverpool's Alan Hansen and Phil Neal. Haven't done it yet. Cristiano Ronaldo. It's still Ronaldo. Turner, too hot to handle, but he's done the job. 4 minutes of added time. That might lift Everton.
I can't see where those 4 minutes have come from, can you, Ian?
It's hard to think, but here's Giggs.
Well, they had a stoppage, off from the substitutions.
The Chelsea game has finished in a draw against Bolton Wanderers, and stories by the way today that Sam Allardyce is going to quit as Bolton manager at the end of the season. If so, he might have done Manchester United a bit of a favour before going. Bolton aren't commenting at the moment. Carrick. Oh, Rooney might just want to keep this in the corner. Look at this. This is really going to annoy his detractors among the Everton fans.
Entertaining the crowd. He's kept his composure. I just felt he was losing it about half an hour ago. But since the goal, he really has played well.
I think he's shown enormous character. He's never looked like losing his temper. He's scored. He's been bright throughout. We wondered how he might react being booed with his every touch as he was here last year, but he scored here last year and United won, and it looks like he's going to do the same this time. It's good news for England.
It is fantastic news. And you know what, players I've said before in commentary, players like himself and Cristiano Ronaldo, you know what, they don't really care when they're booed. If I ever got booed, it never bothered me at all. When we play better, it's a sign of respect from the opposing fans. You know, you've got something that makes them fear you.
Yeah, that's how professionals tend to view it. And the best answer is to stick the ball in the back of the net, and that's exactly what he's done. Much to Everton's annoyance, of course. You can understand their annoyance with him. They raised him, they brought him through, and he was off quite quickly. Having said that, he was always going to be a special player. You could hear that. Come on, says John O'Shea. They know, I think, that Chelsea have drawn.
What a big week this could be. Not even week, big weekend, big afternoon. Great run from Chris Eagles. Nearly falls over, comes inside Alan Stubbs. What a fantastic finish. Round his ex-teammate. No more than Man United deserve. They've been fantastic this second half.
Well, Eagles, very much one of the fringe players at Manchester United. He scored on loans to Sheffield Wednesday and for Watford in his time. He's never scored a league goal for Manchester United until now, but that's a valuable one because it just puts the icing on it for United here.
They really have shown so much character today, Man United. Depleted squad all round, and they just stuck to their guns. Thought the game was, well, certainly not down and out, but they were certainly down.
And he's telling them, I think that Chelsea have drawn. So they are keeping a close eye on what's going on at Stamford Bridge, which we knew they would be. This is a big, massive win for Manchester United here. They're going to be 5 points clear of Chelsea with 3 to play. They do have to go to Stamford Bridge still. They still have to play a Manchester derby as well. But this might be the day where they more or less sealed things when you look back on it.
He said he wouldn't do that silly little jig when Man United score. He just can't help himself. Nearly 3 times he's done it today.
Something's been thrown on the pitch there from the Everton fans at that Gladys Street end of the ground. They're a bit cheesed off. No love lost. Manchester United have gone 5 points clear with 3 to play. They were 2-0 down, and would you believe it, they've won 4-2 here at Goodison Park in a remarkable and extraordinary game. It all turned on a mistake, really, by Ian Turner. The goalkeeper preferred to Richard Wright, with Tim Howard not available. He drops it, O'Shea puts it in, and suddenly it all turns around. Phil Neville, an own goal against his old club as well. Such drama. And Wayne Rooney, who was outstanding for Manchester United, caps it all with a goal as well. And Manchester United now are within touching distance of the Premiership title. They can smell it now. Sir Alex Ferguson's body language says so. Everton 2, Manchester United 4 here at Goodison Park.